to do that, so those will be key factors in getting those great players the ability to do what they do best. Your big swing by Sue going at that high hand shot.
Gibbons, all Big Ten freshman team last year, along with their teammate Kenzie Knuckles.
Straight up.
Oh my God.
The second touch is down. Nice job by Nicole Alford.
Alford, a great decision there, Nebraska. Their whole back line was chasing that ball and on the baseline, so a quick return caught them off guard and out of position.
So back to serve now is Haley Rapino. She's a senior out of Leesburg, Virginia for the Terrapins. Tough serve there, good up by Kayla. Now pushed out to Sun. The tip is down. 2 kills for Alexa Sun. Both with just a little pace off.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, just a little finesse there. But if you read the defense, you can see the defense is sitting deep down that line. And she's taking that ball, just getting it to clear the blocks, and a lot of court there to cover for that defender.
The rotation is called on Maryland. Hughes wants a clarification. Hughes led the Terrapins to their first ever win over a ranked team on the road. They beat 15th ranked Michigan last year. Whistle had blown before that fell, so
they're stacking their attackers off to the side, and they've got to maintain that alignment, and there was an overlap call.
Service error for Nebraska. Checking back in now for Pittsburgh will be Lawrence Stivrins. Stivrins and Nicholas Haynes, still the 2 captains again this year for Nebraska.
And one of the things this offseason, Coach Cook said that they've really stepped up to be great captains too, with all the challenges and the unknowns and the things that are happening or not happening. Those 2 players have really helped keep this team focused and again progressing and handling all that.
Ames now back to serve again. First team All Big Ten last year for Nicola Ames. Put on a system there, not much they can do. There's Riley Zhu with the block on the right side.
Zoom really got her first start in Indiana a couple weekends ago, and she really took advantage of that opportunity. She's been a player they've been moving in several locations and really have settled her in here, and it seems like she's really then gotten comfortable and done a great job. She's 6'5" over there, doing a great job with that block setup.
Run the quick in the middle, and a nice kill there by Lewis. Her efficiency numbers continue as she gets the kill.
And really just this season, I mean, she's just a sophomore, and she had only 6 matches she played in as a freshman, so she's really come on strong and really developed for them. We're really excited about what they're seeing.
Service error on Maryland. Back to serve again is Lexi's Sun. Lexi's starting to kind of exude that confidence, the growth she's had here in the 2 years of this program. She came out of high school as, #1 recruit in the country, went to Texas, then transferred to Nebraska. Maybe a bit of a slow start as she acclimated to what John Cook would call Nebraska volleyball. But what you've seen over the last 2 years is tremendous growth in her game.
Absolutely, and from her first year here to last year, huge improvements. And maybe one of the top improved players in the program and maybe country. And she's still improving. And that's what, as a coach, you don't want them to become stagnant. You want to keep that moving and keep that progress going.
Last kill by Riley Zune. A great decision by Nicola Haynes to go behind her. Froze the middle blocker, didn't close in time, and open lane there for Zune to put it down.
Haynes is really working on some things too in this offseason as far as her setting technique and again her decision making, really maybe making sets that aren't so predictable and utilizing a lot more attackers, changing directions. Here again, she goes right back to Zoom. He converts.
Sue goes high hands, gets another kill. That's 2 for her. And Nebraska in control here early on. Nebraska on top by 7 over Maryland, 15-8. We'll be back here to look at in just a moment.
I haven't had any shortage of opportunities at Union Bank to really serve my community.
I'm a crisis counselor for the crisis text line, something I'm very passionate about. I really enjoy working with People City Mission.
The United Way campaign.
Meals for Warriors USA, Habitat for Humanity. They started a basketball organization.
I feel very grateful that I work for an institution that appreciates the importance of giving back to the community.
It may be small, but this little beam fuels power. It powers the food industry as a source of protein. It's a fuel that powers diesel engines while reducing emissions. It powers a state economy and bottom lines. And it powers the rest of the world as a Nebraska export. Yeah, it may be small, but we're finding more ways for this little beam to power Nebraska.
Have you heard about FAFSA?
It's like a form you fill out. Fill it out and you get money for college. Easiest way to get money for college, hands down.
FAFSA. It's a life hack.
It's your way in.
So you want to help me pay for college? I'm down.
Heck yeah.
Definitely. How is this not trending on all the things?
It took me like 30 minutes to fill out.
So easy.
How much am I gonna get? This is a hidden gem. Fill out your FAFSA. FAFSA.
Drink water, buckle up, fill out your FAFSA.
Well, this Nebraska's home opener because Northwestern's program has been shut down along with Michigan. Penn State has missed their first 4 matches, so we're living in very different times. All you need evidence of that is just to look around at the Natty Sports Center. It's a very different feel this year, and it's going to be throughout the season.
And unpredictable. You know, last week it was a couple hours before, the match. And so, and the thing is, you got to work to prepare your athletes for that. That's part of what we're going to see this year. And so how do you embrace that and handle that and learn from that? And that's one thing, again, about coaching staffs. They're doing a great job of working through those kinds of things, and it's about growth.
Usually 8,000 plus here into the Natty Center. Now just close, I guess it would just be family members of the players here and watching.
Which is a freshman.
So that 7th player that usually is the crowd and the fans here, and that extra spark a lot of times is missing, but the players are adjusting, and this is what they're going to see.
Lexi Finnerty with the serve. She's rattled off a couple straight off the timeout, and Stivrins slows that roll with the kill in the middle.
Stivrins does such a tremendous job of getting her hand on the ball, and that ball was a little bit past her body as she came in, and she just worked to keep that hand on the ball. Wrist snap, control the ball with the hand and that wrist. We saw actually in some warm-ups, some drills they're working on and focusing on that quick wrist snap and controlling the ball with that hand.
Tough serve. That'll pull Alford away from the net. Back row.
A lot of movement on that ball by the time.
And then the solo block in the middle. Lewis shuts down Sun. That's a big block for the sophomore.
Lewis has been really strong here as they came out tonight. And blocking really has been the strength for the Terps this season. Their front line defense has been tough. But great block there.
Tough serve. On the side, Stivrins pokes it across and gets the kill.
Same thing there again. Stivrins just so good at getting her hand on the ball, and you can see the communication right after that. Stivrins and Haynes kind of talking. As I started talking earlier, Haynes is really working on some techniques and feeding that ball to the middles in situations that aren't always in that perfect in-system situation. So you're going to see a few mistakes, but that's what the communication is there for. Fix those and get better.
Put up by Knuckles. Bump set too far outside the pin. So Nebraska extends that lead now to 7, and the Terrapins will take a timeout. So Nebraska on top here, 18-11, set number 1.
I'm Paula Kerger, President of PBS. I'd like to take a moment to thank all of the sustaining members who support NET Nebraska's PBS station. Your support helps to bring all the great programs you enjoy on this station, including Masterpiece, Nature, Nova, and many more. For those of you not familiar with sustained giving, many of our donors choose to make their contribution on an ongoing basis, often directly from their bank account. Those sustaining contributions have helped to ensure that this station can continue to present the wonderful programs that you love long into the future. If you'd like to become a sustainer, please go to NED Nebraska's PBS station's website. And thank you so much to our current sustainers. We are truly grateful for your support.
College volleyball on NET is brought to you in part by Central Valley Ag, Nebraska Soybean Board, Union Bank and Trust, Nebraska Lottery, Education Class, and Cornerstone Bank.
Well, a total of 6 Big Ten teams inside the top 25, led by the top-ranked Badgers of Wisconsin, who improved their ranking after their opening 2 weekends. Nebraska moves up 1 to 4, and you see the other teams in the top 25. Relative this year, because the NCAA field has shrunk this year. So instead of a normal 16-14 field, you're going to see a 48-team bracket with 30 conference champions making it and just 18 at large. And why that's important is because the Big Ten can usually count on getting half of or maybe more than half of their teams into the field just because of the strength of this conference. But this year, with a significantly reduced number of at-larges, there are going to be some teams who can go deep into the tournament, maybe not make it.
Right, and which is too bad and tragic, but again, those are the pieces and all the unknowns and the craziness of this season.
What a good kill from the left side there by Rebecca Rath, the sophomore outside hitter out of Alante Springs, Florida. She had 13 kills, hit .310 in game 2 against the Gophers.
She's averaging about 2.5 for them, so, and that's the first we've been able to see her actually take a good swing at the ball.
Service error and back in for the Huskers is Kayla Cappy. Back to serve. It's Haley Dinsberger. Dinsberger, the 5'9" senior out of Malcolm. Served by Dinsberger. Looks Maryland out of system again. The tip try there. And Kathy can't get out of the way for Dinsberger.
Yep. Kathy popped it up to try and give somebody, but too much traffic up tight in that.
So back in rotation 1 here for the Terps is Nicole Alford back to serve. And she had a great opening game against Ohio State. She had 9 attacks, 7 kills on those 9 attacks from her center spot. So mostly help kills and very effective. And that one is just out of the swing by Jones. Served by Nicklin. Off the tape and the ace. 3 aces for Nebraska here in set number 1.
Gets the roll. And that's just, again, a reaction, you know, and luck, which way it spins.
So Nebraska in the first to 20 here is another timeout taken by Maryland. So the Terps 0-4 on the year inside the Big Ten with losses to Ohio State, to Minnesota. Nebraska 2-0. An opening weekend sweep of Indiana. Last weekend supposed to play Northwestern. I had the suit on, ready to walk out the door to broadcast. If we were We're on our way out the door, and our producer, Rockmore, who really never has good news for us, calls and says, I have bad news. And of course, we're thinking, well, of course you do, because that's what you call us with. More bad news in my head.
Well, and the thing is, I mean, I know how I felt,
Yeah.
you know,
Imagine.
and the state too, when it was announced, you know, everybody's been so excited and in anticipation for this. But the players, you know, Coach Cook was asked by media what that was like, you know, he went in the locker room. First, they didn't believe him.
Right.
And then they were angry, upset. They were so ready. They so want to be here. They wanted to be in the Vanny and play. And just talk through it, you know, and work to release them. And then they came back into the practice and scrimmage the next on Saturday. And again, had a really good practice and yeah, an intense scrimmage on Saturday. The parents were already here. We let them come in and observe the scrimmage as well. So.
Probably one of the most spirited scrimmages they've ever had.
Yeah.
They were ready.
We want to play, and so it's a feeling of loss, you know, too for them too. But they seem to have handled it very well, and it looked good tonight. And I'm sure they were just waiting till they got on the court to say, "This is real."
Short serve by Hayes. Good reaction by Jones to send that back over. Hayes pushes it to the pin, and Lexi Sun delivers another kill.
Sun there had an opportunity and swung aggressively. If you notice too, some of the defense has creeped up a little bit. Here she's reading that. She just actually beats through the block.
Another tough serve. Goes off the top of the block and an aggressive swing and kill by Rebecca Rath.
Nice high hand shot there by Rath. She knows she's got a big block in front of her, and for her to be successful, she did just what was necessary to get a kill.
Now back to serve. Off the tape and the ace for Rath.
She gets the friendly roll this time.
Terrapins hitting 273 here in this first set. Nebraska at a 368 clip, and there's the roll off the tape. Cubic handles that one well. Up to Sue. Boy, that was a hammer, but a nice up. Does not clear the tape, and the Terrapins with the point.
This is that rotation where Sun's on the right side out of serve receive, and this has been the most difficult rotation for Nebraska. This first rotation, and that's been something they've been really working to try and improve their efficiency in this rotation.
So timeout taken by John Cook here in set number one on top 22-16. One of the captains this year is Lauren Stibrins, hitting .429 after week number one. Stibrins with 3 kills on 4 swings here tonight, hitting right at 500 with 1 hitting error. That's the one that was just wide along the line.
She's really, again, such a good athlete. She moves so well. She's very focused on that ball and getting that hand on the ball. And as a middle attacker, you're coming in at fast pace and coming to locations and those kind of things. And that's what I think her strength is. She does so well. And then because of her physical and quickness, makes her so dynamic up there.
There she is up on the wall, 18-19 All-American. Hit .429 in that opening weekend. Look at some of the hitting percentages through a couple of weeks around the Big Ten Conference. You've got Danielle Hart, who's hitting .512. Dana Repke, 6'8" middle for Wisconsin. She's hitting .473. Cannon, .472 for Northwestern. Elena Walker at .429 along with Stibrins. Stibrins in the top 4 through 2 weeks of conference play and hitting percentage at .429. And the service error. And out of the timeout, it's what Nebraska wanted and what Maryland does not.
You never want to miss serve, but that's a key. When you come out of that timeout, make sure that you are getting that ball in and still in control.
Rolled over, sent back by Zood and Kathy. And then the kill. That's Pritchard with the swing.
Pritchard is really their go-to girl. I mean, she's been their leading attacker, and we haven't been able to call her name until just now. And so she's going to be calling for that ball. They've got to pass it her, give her an opportunity to swing because she can turn things around.
No touch, swing is long. So there is Pritchard, the first ever first team All Big Ten performer for Maryland. So long again, that puts Nebraska at set point here in the first. Nebraska's hitting percentage about midway through that first was around 400. They're now at 227. Maryland actually out hitting Nebraska in the first set, 269 to 227. But here Nebraska is at set point. In the middle, set back. So you got a hand on that along with Stimmers. One-on-one on the right side. There was no doubt about that as it set held the middle and Gardner put it away.
Just a quick wrist snap on that ball. And we've seen her over there in that one-on-one situation, and she's really done a great job. She's had that matchup, and she's converted.
So here is set point number 2 for the Huskers. Stimmers gets the swing from the left side and puts it away. Lauren Stimmers with her 4th kill on 5 swings for Nebraska. And the Huskers take set number 1, 25-19 to go, 1 set to none. Sun with a couple of tips early on, and Nebraska with the aces getting it done here at Lincoln.
It's thanks to you that we're where we are today. We're proud to watch these communities grow because they're our communities too. Our neighbors, our friends. It's where we live. These are all our hometowns. And no matter what, the people who will continue to serve your needs with the hometown support you know and trust are just down the street. Cornerstone Bank, growing together.
It may be small, but this little bean fuels power. It powers a food industry as a source of protein. It's a fuel that powers diesel engines while reducing emissions. It powers a state economy and bottom lines, and it powers the rest of the world as a Nebraska export. Yeah, it may be small, but we're finding more ways for this little bean to power Nebraska.
Central Valley Ag, a cooperative serving customers and local farming communities in Nebraska, Kansas, and Iowa. Embracing the cooperative spirit to deliver value to our members. Proud to say, we are CVA.
Okay, here it is.
A Nebraska artist has been selected to create one of the new sculptures that will represent Nebraska at the U.S. Capitol.
I can do this. You know? I can do this. I'll make it fantastic.
Thursday night at 7:30 Central on NET.
Can you all live the ultimate retirement? You can.
Acclaimed personal finance expert Susie Orman provides essential advice to make your retirement more successful and secure.
Every little action that you take can make a tremendous difference. It's never too soon to begin. Fear no more.
Susie Orman's Ultimate Retirement Guide.
Sunday night at 10 Central on NET.
Back to the Bob Devaney Sports Center here in Lincoln. Nebraska takes set one over Maryland 25-19. There is head coach Adam Hughes in his third season, and he is on the road just 2 days after the birth of his third daughter. So congratulations to Adam Hughes and family. There is Haley Rose Hughes.
Adorable.
And she's a Terp already, right?
Adorable. And again, congratulations to them. And we're calling his wife a saint.
Hit the road.
Yep. See ya.
He said,
Good job.
He said he and his wife have always done a great job of planning the birth of their children, so it was outside of the season. Well, no one could have expected that this season would move to spring. Yeah. He's like, oh my gosh, I'm going to be on the road during the birth of my daughter. So it all worked out. Coach, you were able to be at home with the family.
Best laid plans.
Nice reaction by Nebraska to keep it alive off of a good swing by Lewis. And then outside, and look at Kenzie Knuckles keep it up for Nebraska. Here's Sun with the tip down the line and wide.
Just wide as that ball's inside. Outside attackers, the defense tends to creep in, and she tried to push it to that sideline thinking she'd catch it just a little bit wide there. Great play. Just missed her mark.
Rath to serve here for Maryland. Off the top of the block, kept alive. On the overpass, Zune puts that down at point for Nebraska. Riley Zune with 3 kills on 4 swings.
She's really done a great job this year and taking advantage of the opportunity. And as we mentioned before, she's kind of had the opportunity to settle in a position, and that in itself allows you to be more focused and make good decisions and feel comfortable and confident.
Last year, of course, Zune back and forth between middle and outside, and Nebraska was trying to find out the right spot for her. And in the offseason, she did a lot of work on her own. Her swing, got a faster tempo swing, and she's found a home at the outside. What a good tip here.
Great tip again, just reading. You can see just over the top, and when you've got big blockers up there that are 6'5" in arms, Knuckles behind it, also her vision is somewhat, obscured.
San Bergio served there into that. So back to serve now for Nebraska is Kenzie Knuckles. She was the first freshman libero for Nebraska since Justine Wong-Orantes, who has the all-time digs lead for Nebraska. And she took that record away from Caleb Banworth. Caleb Banworth, of course, on staff last year at Nebraska. Kill in the middle for Lauren Stivrins,
who continues to have a hot hand here. I think that's 5 kills on 6 swings, hitting over 600, 667 to be exact.
Bump set out. And a cubic is long with no touch. Point for the Terribles. 3-all.
And I really like Lewis up at the net. She's very aggressive. She's making strong plays. She's very assertive with her decisions up there. They're going to have a great future with her on the court. Just a sophomore.
Kennedy's serve. Able by Nebraska on the slide. Stivrins again. She is 6 kills on 7 swings with just that one error.
And it really feels like the tempo is much faster. I mean, she's there. The block has no time to react or to close on her. So just pushing that fast-paced tempo. Look how low that ball is. It's in a position for Stivrins to do something aggressive with.
It'd be hard-pressed to find a more athletic middle. There's some great middles in the Big Ten, no doubt. You think about Renke, obviously, at 6'8", but in terms of pure athleticism and how she moves, Stivrins is so good along the net.
She just moves so smooth, and she doesn't move like a 6'4" player. I mean, she looks, quick and like and very coordinated, fast, very agile.
Pritchard swing wide. Here's Kubik with the serve. Tip try. Sun is there. Then the right back to her on the right side. Sun found Ryan was there. Block didn't get there. And Sun delivered.
Just a great job because Sun had to come all the way over to make that play and just communicated, I'm coming around behind. I'm going to continue on versus trying to bust to get to the outside and not get in good position. So great job by, again, the communication and the team working and making really putting herself in position to be strong in her attack.
So first challenge card of the home season for Nebraska as Adam Hughes will use one of his 3 challenges right here. Team thought it was wide and right there looking down on Miss Bergia. From our vantage point, difficult to overturn potentially. Very close. This is the best look likely.
No hands. It's definitely far enough away from the hands.
Didn't catch a part of the line. That's all he has to do.
Right here.
It's really difficult to tell from that angle. I still think he can overturn it.
I think it's still, I don't know that there's enough to overturn. It's in flight. We have some great camera angles to be able to look at that, and that's a great thing too. And then it's all about trying to get the play and the call right, and so it gives the officials the opportunity to do that.
Chad Cook is our down official. He's taking a look and says point Nebraska, so it will stay with the Huskers. Fourth kill of the match for Sun. The second touch down by Nicole Alford.
As you mentioned, she is not afraid to take the offense into her own hands. I mean, she's assertive up there at the net, and great opportunity. The blockers had no idea or weren't prepared for that, and she throws it down hard right into that donut middle area.
Mentioned earlier, 7 kills on 9 attempts in game 1 against Ohio State. The following night, she had none, so didn't take the Buckeyes too long to figure it out. There's Stivrins again on the slide, off the block with the tool and the kill.
And just incorporating, she's had the most swings other than Lexi Stun on the outside, and she's just killing it here, literally. And they've really been pushing that ball to involving the middle. That's really been one of their charges this year, is to incorporate more middle attack. When you got Stivrins up there, you got Kathy and Schwarzenbach, you got some pretty good options.
Second touch not down that time. Kept alive. We're on the quick in the middle, but did not clear the tape. Into the net goes Kathy. Kathy was second in the SEC last year in hitting percentage, 9th nationally, hitting .408. For the Missouri Tigers, she transfers in her junior year. She already has had a medical redshirt after missing the entire 2018 season with a leg injury. She also had a redshirt year, so she's a potential 6-year player. What a hammer by Sunday, but a nice dig by Lavera Bergia. And a swing and kill for Gardner, who's been very effective on the right side.
Gardner's done a tremendous job in this match, and they've utilized her several times. She's had 11 swings, and she's got 6 kills, hitting .455. But she's really read the situation. She's had a lot of one-on-one matchups, too, over there.
Sun. That's blocked out of bounds off the hands of Gardner.
Sun just a controlled shot there, again using a block, a tempo shot, and a tool. Find the hands, take a little off.
Tough pass there to handle, the bump set to the middle. Walker's steps in, sends back row, and Zoom pounded that, but not down. In the middle, good reaction there by Lewis to keep it alive. Lewis again with the serve.
A lot of action in the middle on both sides, responding.
Kept alive, but point Nebraska. As they're going to say, the second touch was out. There's Hayes.
Pushed her on that 3 zone, kind of between the two blockers, pulled her a little further away from Haynes, and found that open area. You can see right between the two of them.
Kathy got a hand on it.
Lewis just great. Actually, that was Jones this time. Great response up there at the net.
So that ends the 3-zip Nebraska run.
Here we get a chance to see that again. You can see it hit both blockers' hands, but then went right to Jones, and she quickly sent it across the net.
Yeah, Riley Zoon with another kill. That's 4 kills on 9 swings for Zoon, hitting 400.
She really has a great high contact point and does a good job keeping that arm straight and reaching at her maximum reach point or touch point. But then the thing that I think makes a really big difference is that wrist snap. She's really been working on improving that, and even if your arm isn't as fast, if you use that wrist and you can elevate, you can create velocity on the ball.
Outside, great angle of the kill for Pritchard.
That's the kind of shot that Pritchard is capable of making, and she gets out. She's got a great shot there. That's a nice cut shot angle. Takes it underneath the block. That's sharp. Is one of my favorite shots.
Hitting error for Cubic. Now Maryland back to within 1. That's a big swing and kill by Kayla Cappy in the middle. Redirected and put it away.
The next one.
4 kills for Cappy.
And Cappy is strong. And here's that push. And that's one of the things that the set handed right up to her. One hand, flips it back, but Cappy's there and ready.
Stewards push that one over. And the roll shot falls in the middle. Miscommunication on Nebraska's side. Maryland back to within 1.
Just communication on that, both Sun and Knuckles thinking that the other was going to take it. They talked after and I just love seeing that after the conclusion of a situation like that, where they work through it and have the communication and try and correct that error. Great job there by Lewis to close that block. We've been calling her name all night, and she's done a great job, worked hard to get close to the outside and finish sealing that up.
Right in the middle again, Stivrins that time. Put it away. 8 for Stivrins.
Stivrins on top of the ball there, and I'm just watching this match and how many balls are going to the middle attackers. Just a large percentage are going. Even in system, we're getting a lot of nice in system balls out there that she's having the opportunity to work with, but she's also taking out of system balls and still pushing it good. And that's been a focus in the off-season training.
On the overpass, Stivrins puts it down. So another easy one that we've been impressed with tonight, I think, is at times last year, the connection between Hames and Stivrins was not always there, and it seems tonight to be spot on.
They're just really clean and sharp. That's 9 kills, 9 out of 10 swings for Stivrins. Just incredible numbers for a middle and as many swings as she's had. Wow, nice swing there by Cubic.
So Nebraska on top by 3 here in set number 1. They lead it 1-0. And the transfer from the Tigers, Missouri, Caleb Caffey with a big hill here. We're here in Lincoln, and the Huskers are on top by 3.
Did you know that since 1993, the Nebraska Lottery has given over $750 million back to our state? In fact, all 93 counties, from Sioux in the west to Richardson in the east, have benefited from these funds. The money has gone to protect our environment, support the Nebraska State Fair, and fund scholarships for Nebraska college students. As you can see, the Nebraska Lottery is helping to build a better and brighter Nebraska.
If banking is scary, even in English, when you don't speak the language, it's a really hard thing to do. I had a customer, she was from Honduras actually, and I started her with a secure credit card. She started building credit, later on I helped her with a car, and now she's looking for a house. We live with them through their life, trying to put them in a better spot.
PBS, where the drama is on Sunday nights on Masterpiece. Miss Scarlet and the Duke.
The ghostly figure is no random woman. She was my wife.
Followed by All Creatures Great and Small.
Looks like a good turnout for the Derby Fair.
And The Long Song.
We shall have the finest sugar in all of Jamaica.
Miss Scarlet and the Duke. All Creatures Great and Small and The Long Song on Masterpiece.
Sunday night at 7 Central on NET.
Back at the Bob Devaney Sports Center, along with Kathy Wieskamp, I'm Larry Putney. Glad you could join us here for Nebraska's opening weekend at home inside a very quiet Devaney Sports Center, unusually quiet. A 3-point advantage here over the Terrapins. On the second touch, another kill by Nicole Alford. And you're right, she is effective on that second touch.
And she just has a good sense, but she's also very aggressive. She knows where open areas are on the court, but she makes that play with a very strong move and hard to stop.
The slide, Stivrins. What a swing by Stivrins. She has 10 kills on 11 swings, getting above 800. The rest of the team, 15 on 41, getting 146.
Just incredible. Just look at the speed, too, of that ball. Getting to the floor pretty darn quick, but hard to stop. And there's no block in front of it, slowing it down or anything.
Service error, but it was really serving. It was the difference in that first set between Nebraska. Maryland out-hit Nebraska in the first set. Maryland had more kills than Nebraska in the first set, but Nebraska had 4 more aces and 4 fewer service errors. It's really the difference in set 1. On the second touch, Hames not as lucky as Alford says, I've seen that before.
I know that play. And I'll take you one-on-one. Alford 6'1", strong blocker 2 up there at the net.
Alford played for 1 year at Georgia Tech before transferring into play for, at the time, Steve Alford. I'm sorry, Steve Aird. Alford. Steve Aird. Son now with 6 kills. Back to serve is Haley Ginsberger for Nebraska. Throw, attack, and kill. Erica Pritchard, preseason All Big Ten.
And if they are out of system, she's somebody they want to get that ball to, and they need to get that ball to because she can convert.
Leads the team with nearly 3 kills per set. See Sun running into the double block. Jones gets a hand on it. Maryland right now still out hitting Nebraska in the match, 280 to 250.
We talked about the strong block of Maryland. That really was a huge factor in that Ohio State match too. They were out blocking. We believe they had 17 blocks in that in one of the matches. Not quite as effective the second night, but they do a great job reading, setting out, and working as a team up at the net.
Maryland with a little mojo right now. They're on top 18-17. Here in set number 2. Steelers roll down and a nice touch there. I'm sorry, check that. Sun rolls that into the middle. Nice touch by Lexi Sun.
And if I was evaluating her hitting tonight, she's actually working on shot hitting and tempo balls. Now we saw one really hard, aggressive swing, but other than that, she's really been working tempo and zones with her hitting throughout this match.
Short serve does not clear the net from Haynes.
So that's Nebraska's 4th service error.
And 3 here in the second set. Big block in the middle, and again, it's Jones shutting down Kathy. And Maryland on top by 2 here late, 2018, and John Cook about to take a timeout, and he does. So Maryland with the advantage. Here in set number 2, they lead at 2018 on Nebraska.
College volleyball on NET is brought to you in part by Central Valley Ag, Nebraska Soybean Board, Union Bank and Trust, Nebraska Lottery, Education Class, and Cornerstone Bank.
This is Sharon Hoffman from Kearney, Nebraska, and I watch, listen, and support NET. Roger and I both grew up in big families, having 6 children. It was just natural for us. At that time, Sesame Street was a big deal, but that's what the kids watched. And I think that's probably one of the reasons we started giving Sesame Street was such a good brand for the kids to watch. But if we want to keep having NET in this state, and we want to continue to have quality programming, we need to get NET. I want to see NET continue forever.
We're back at the Vandy Sports Center. Here's a look at the ABCA Top 10. Nebraska ranked 4th in the nation. Wisconsin is the top team. 2 other Big Ten teams inside the top team with Minnesota and Penn State, which is yet to play. And look at the disparity in records there. You have Baylor 13-3. We played some of the fall, right? Penn State has not played yet, nor has Stanford.
So again, just looking at that, it looks really kind of crazy too, and hard to interpret really where everybody is. But again, people that are evaluating have seen the game and know programs.
Out to the pin. Soon couldn't get it down. Nice reaction by Maryland to keep it up. Pushed back. Outside of the antenna. That one would have been down had Bergio, would have been out had Bergio not saved that. It would have been a Maryland 3-point advantage. Instead, Nebraska gets the point down by 1.
And coming out of that timeout, that would have been huge to keep that ball in your possession.
The block, and there's a kill for Cubic, who had struggled here in this match to that point. Cubic with 3 kills now, but also 3 errors on 7 swings. She's hitting Megan.
Yeah, I was gonna say she's just not gotten into the groove here and struggling a bit on the outside.
Rushed across. Cubic again. With a roll there, not much. Bumps it out to Pritchard. Nebraska's block is there, and that's Kathy.
Yep, Kathy did a great job. Strong hands. We've talked about that too. She did a great job closing.
So out of that last time out, Nebraska goes on a 3-0 run and takes the 21-20 lead. And now it's Maryland's turn to take the timeout. So how about Kayla Caffey, the 6-foot junior out of Chicago, transfer from Missouri. Big block there. She's had a couple of big plays here today.
Again, just learning the Nebraska system coming from Missouri, there's an acclimation period and trying to figure that out. And middle blocking isn't easy. And also getting those connections with the setter. We've seen her and Hames really work on that. She's had a couple of balls blocked, but she's also been able to convert. She's got 4 kills. She's hitting right around 100. So overall, just been a great added player to this program.
Well, speaking of added to the program, how about one other addition for Nebraska, and that is former assistant Tyler Hildebrand, who comes back from coaching Team USA to take over the associate head coach role for Nebraska. In the 20 years under John Cook, he's never had an associate head coach. And Hildebrand, who is very well known on the national scene with Team USA, USA Volleyball Beach National Team Program, he was the director of that for a while, comes back again, and has really been working hard in the offseason with Nicolette Haynes.
Yeah, really been focusing on, again, both her technique and, again, her decision-making out on the court, and really trying to be a lot more creative with the offense, take balls that maybe are out of system and not be afraid to push them to that middle or push the tempo in regards to that. She has skills to be able to do that. It's just, again, building the confidence and getting her to think a little bit different about how she runs that offense.
Yeah, John Cook said when he brought Tyler Hildebrand back, he said, I want coaches who are going to challenge me, and that's certainly what Tyler did. You get a feeling that John Cook went after Tyler Hildebrand pretty hard in the offseason.
Well, he was here in 2017 just for that single year. And again, a pretty successful year winning a national championship or whatever. But he said, so much fun coaching with him because Coach Cook is a student of the game as much as he's teaching others, and he has mentored a lot of coaches. To be mentored at also is something that he thrives on, as you mentioned.
So the last kill by Maddie Cubic is back-to-back kills now for Cubic, so hopefully she's starting to catch fire for Nebraska's sake. She is hitting 100 now, 4 kills with those 3 errors. There is Pritchard from the left side. Cubic again, that time the block is there, and that is Jones again, and the Maryland block has been big.
It really is, for me, what stands out through this match to this point. Gardner is also strong up at the net, but both middles, Jones and Lewis, are doing a tremendous job working that middle and working the net.
Just at the last second, Sun pulls back. That goes long. And Nebraska now 2 away from taking set number 2. Knuckles into serve for Nebraska. Back to serve. Tough serve by Knuckles. Great up to keep that alive. Pushed over. Tried to go right at Ames, but a nice job by Zoom to step in and take it on the touch. No touch called. Point for the Terrapins. Cubic wanted a touch there. And here's a look at the great up.
Bergio does a tremendous job. I mean, she's low and she's really quick with her feet to the ball. She had 25 digs in the match against Ohio State in one of those matches. So really reading things well and executing.
Well, here in the second, Nebraska hitting 256 to the Terps 188, and at set point, a timeout taken by Maryland. There is Adam Hughes in his 3rd season. We'll take that timeout with Nebraska just 1 away from taking set number 2 and going up 2 sets to none. You know, the job that Adam Hughes has done with Maryland in recruiting has certainly been impressive. They have the 19th best recruiting class in the country last year. This is for a program that hadn't had a lot of success previously. Of course, Steve Aaron got it started and brought in Adam Hughes, and Adam Hughes takes over. And here's a look at that recruiting class that was 19th in the nation, according to PrepVolleyball.com. And how about Nebraska's recruiting class? You look at 2020 recruiting classes, you certainly have to mention Nebraska, which has the top-ranked class in the nation, and some impressive names on that list. Kennedy Orr will be an outstanding center in the future. Of course, Lindsey Krause out of Omaha, the 6'4" outside, who's played internationally. Matt Horst, a terrific middle of 6'4". It's just and Alexis Rodriguez. She was the libero on the youth national team. That's an outstanding set of recruits for Nebraska in 2021. But don't forget, if you're talking about recruiting in the state of Nebraska, just up the road, the Blue Jays had the 5th-ranked recruiting class in the country. Penn State was at number 4. So 2 Big Ten teams in those top 5 of 2021.
So Nebraska is a great place to be right now. And again, talk about coaches that really have been able to identify great talent and sell their program, and players want to be a part of.
Big swing right down the line in front of Akana. And set point number 2 upcoming for Nebraska. So Erica Pritchard back to serve, set point number 2. And the ace for Pritchard is big, and we've got extra points here in the second. Timeout for Nebraska on the 5th ace of the season for Pritchard.
You can see it kind of just her body, her weight, and their body position in that. And she's the freshman on the court. That's who they're going to go after, especially at this late point in the set.
There is Maryland's first team All Big Ten performer, and Erica Pritchard came into this match averaging 3 kills per set, hitting just 125, and you're coming off a team like Minnesota, which probably had an entire game plan around trying to slow the swing of Pritchard. She was also selected to the U.S. Collegiate National Team last year, and this year comes into the 2021 season as a preseason All Big Ten honoree. We are even at 24 here. We'll have extra points in this second set when the second set is completed. During our intermission, we'll talk about what Nebraska has been up to in these last 402 days between matches and how the coaching staff kept this team engaged and busy and focused on the goal of getting back to Omaha to a Final Four. Of course, Nebraska making 4 consecutive Final Four appearances. That run came to an end last year when Nebraska finished 5th in the nation, did not make the Final Four. The previous 4 years to that, they had made it to the Final Four, including a national title in 2017. Runner-up in the Final Four in 2018. There are the numbers for Pritchard here tonight. All leave it at 24. Pritchard back to serve. And that is long. The timeout for Nebraska effective.
Again, tough time to have a missed serve with the score out of the timeout.
8 service errors for the Terrapins. 3rd set point for Nebraska. Off the block, right between it, and a kill for Rath, her 4th.
Rath does a nice job, gets outside and a tough ball there. Alford does a great job getting that ball up in the air. She's coming across on her knees to push it up.
Nebraska's first trip into extra points here this season. The Terps have been there twice before, both in the opening round, opening weekend matches against Ohio State went 5. And had extra points involved. Just long. And Maryland on top, 26-25. This will be the first set point for the Terps. And I believe we're going to have a challenge as John Cook is looking for his green card. And he has challenged
a touch.
Here's another look. Tough to tell from that angle. Was it in? They can check both here on the replay. They can check was it, and it definitely will be out, right?
I think it's out. It's a matter of.
Was there a touch?
Yeah.
Here's another look. So right hand, Jones, number 2. That's where it might have. Looks like it's over the fingertips and long. I think this would stand, Kat.
I think it's going to stand. I'm not seeing finger movement there. She's got tape on the one finger. I'm really trying to.
You would notice that finger moving because it's up against the black uniform of the coach. Oh, certainly. It's well away from her.
Yeah. It's actually over the top of Alfred.
Why were we even looking at Jones? So that we believe that'll stand. And it will be set point number 1 for the Terrapins. Nebraska hitting just 244 here in this set. Maryland hitting 250. They not hit Nebraska in the match, 266 to 235. And Nebraska whittled away 3 set points here in the second, and this will be the first set point upcoming, we believe, for Maryland. Our officials looking for a full speed replay. We'll show you that. And it will stand. So, point for Maryland. So, set point here for the Terrapins. Tough set. All she can do is bump it out to Sun, and Sun is wide, and that's a point and game for the Terrapins. They have taken the second here in Lincoln from Nebraska. The first time since November 14th, 2015. And the Terrapins have taken a set against the Nebraska Cornhuskers. So 27-25, Maryland wins the second. We are even at 1 apiece between Nebraska and Maryland. When we come back during intermission, we'll find out what Nebraska's been up to during this long stretch. Stay with us here at Lincoln.
All right, it's time to talk about us. Not him, not her, not them. Us. Thanks to us, things have been great. In fact, you can find us just about everywhere. Your food, that's us. Your food's food, that's us too. Your fuel, that's us. And should anyone out there happen to doubt us, by all means, just watch us.
This month in Passport on the PBS Video app, your on-demand library for the best of PBS.
This is the inside story of the royals' favorite way to travel.
This is how the other half live. Political networks were evaporated overnight.
It is a warning to us to prevent this from happening again.
Enter the world of pop art phenom Keith Haring. He created his art for everybody.
These and other shows from your PBS station are available with Passport on the PBS Video app. Download it today.
We're back at the Bob Devaney Sports Center in Lincoln. Maryland takes the second from Nebraska, 27-25. We're all even at a set apiece. You know, the longest offseason in history meant that each program had to deal with the downtime kind of in their own way, and coaches and support staff had to quickly formulate a new playbook to navigate this pandemic. Off the court, Husker Volleyball developed new and creative ways to focus on team building to prepare for 2020.
We love to hang out. We love to be together. I think that's what makes our team so strong is our bonds off the court.
Just try to get their minds off something fun, but still make it competitive. So that's why Bransoak Lake was competitive. The golf thing was competitive. That was our number one goal, is try to compete a little bit, make it fun, and get their minds off everything going on.
We got out there and we were together as a team, and the weather was beautiful. Like, we had so much to be like thankful for. We really pushed our team outside of their comfort zone because we're so used to, like, I don't know, doing things our own way, to have to like work together, and it was fun, and it challenged our team, and I think it really did give our team time to like do things that weren't volleyball.
You guys are competing tonight. Start checking in after about 5 minutes.
Our first time cooking as a team together was a hot mess, but it was so fun.
I've definitely been challenged to start cooking, and I've learned a lot, and I've burned a lot, so that's been good.
It's really cool to see these people come back with like new mindsets. This is something we love doing, and we missed it so much, and I think that has really been a blessing for our team.
You kind of learn to be grateful for every practice, every rep, every win that you have when you teammate with your coaches, because at any moment it can just get taken away, and I think that's definitely kind of influenced us going into these practices lately.
They've done a great job of, I think, creating a mindset of what we have to do if we want to be able to play.
Finding any way to stay competitive and continue that team atmosphere at Nebraska. Right now, it's 1-1 here in Lincoln. Nebraska's been led by a very impressive Lauren Stivrins, who has 11 kills on 12 swings. She was 7 for 7 in that second set. But it was not enough to slow the big block of Jones, who had a couple blocks and a few kills, as Jones leads the way for Maryland in set number 2. Here's a look at Jones.
And Jones really has been a spark for this team and led the block up in the net. She moves really well. Look at her close and seal that up. She's been in one-on-one situations and made good decisions, and stopped Nebraska's block and really challenged them. And really, they're out blocking. Maryland's out blocking Nebraska 6-3. After 2 sets, they actually also are out hitting Nebraska 266 to Nebraska's 217.
Yeah, look at the hitting errors, 16 for Nebraska, 5 for Maryland. In fact, on unforced attack errors, Nebraska has 10 to just 2 for Maryland.
And we talked earlier, step number one, really the difference was in the service game, and I think it's elevated to the block and attack efficiencies.
Well, we look back at the numbers after the first set, and it was clear that Maryland lost set 1 from the service line with their errors and Nebraska's success with aces. It's clear in set number 2 that Maryland won that because Nebraska's inefficiency in hitting with those 10 unforced errors.
Unforced errors, then plus you add the strength of the block that we saw from Maryland, and it just gave Maryland the advantage.
Free ball over opportunity here for the Terps. And the kill in the middle for Jones. And Raynell Jones with another kill. She had 21 in 2 games against Ohio State in the opening weekend. Then in game 2 against Minnesota, Jones with 6 kills on 7 swings, hit .857. Tools the block that time by Gina Gardner for the kill.
A little bit more aggressive swing there by Sun. We've kind of just seen more of a passive and tempo type of shots, and we've seen her miss a little bit long and wide. So sometimes just taking it off changes that swing. Here she comes out a little bit more aggressive after the break.
Good reaction to keep it alive by Haynes.
Great coverage of her own swing.
Yeah. She could not get that down. Good block there, that combo block with Kathy.
There.
Big block there on the other side. I was going to say on Zoom, but that was on the other side by Sun.
And I believe that's one of the very few blocks that Gardner has faced. She's kind of been a one-on-one and been able to slice it around. And here, a good adjustment by Sun to step across and take that angle.
Acer, ooh.
Just
They're going to say that was wide. Must have had a bad angle.
Nebraska's service aces are kind of creeping up there now, too. They have 6, Maryland with 8.
Pulled back in there by Knuckles. And inside is Zoom. Zoom with the swing from an unusual place. It's a kill.
Right, and that ball got in the out of system, popped up a little bit closer to the middle, but Zoom was aggressive and kept a high hand on the ball.
Tough serve by Sun, and the ace from Lexi Sun. Her first service ace of the match. And her 6th ace of the year.
Really driving it deep, and that ball's coming fast. Players have to make good decisions, got to make them quickly.
Team leading 6th ace. Horizontal punched across by Jones. Bump set out to Zoom. There's Pritchard across her body. Right down the line to kill by Gardner.
Great adjustment. She's been taking that hard angle. Sun stepped in and took it away from her. And look, they gave her a lot of line. And Kubik just floating out there when she sees the angle of the approach.
8 kills for Gardner on 14 swings. She's hitting .429.
That's all her. Gardner was right there, lined up nose to nose, right on that shoulder. And nothing for Kubik. Oh, that's a shot.
Wow, what a swing from Kathy.
And her teammates make sure she knows about it. That's a highlight film right there. Look at her in there and on top of that ball. Just a great connection and swing. When those two are going to get that developed, that connection, she's going to be dynamite.
Goes off the tape. Pushed out to Pritchard. Ames trying to keep it alive, but point for Maryland on the Pritchard kill.
Nice swing there by Pritchard. She's got a lot of power. Here she takes it down the line. We saw her have a cut shot earlier, real parallel to the net. Here she takes everything hard down the line.
There's Stivrins has had kills on 9 straight swings going back to set number 1.
And here, Haynes, she got pulled off. You can see she's behind that 10-foot line. She chooses to push that to the middle anyway. In the past, I think we would have seen her push that to one of the pins.
Pushed back by Stivrins. Pritchard with the kill. And it looked like Akata was there, and
Cubic comes all the way across. The defense, you can see Cubic is pulled across, so she's making that play on that ball, but it takes her out of the system.
Cubic back at the service line. Good angle there on the swing by Rath.
A great decision there by Alfred. Jones froze Stivrins. The middle stayed right with her. That gave a one-on-one. Got Haynes across the net. That's a good matchup there for Rath.
Good pass, Stivrins on the slide. It's the first time she has not terminated in 10 swings. It's an upset when she doesn't. Nice job by Sutter, just kind of brushing that one off the block.
Just goes up hard and aggressive after it. You can see here, goes hard, but then again, the acceleration of that arm. She doesn't tip it. Earlier, we've seen her be soft with that arm and control it. Here, she's aggressive with it.
Ditzberger in to serve. Caffey back in at the middle for Nebraska. Tip try. Into the net, called on Nebraska, point for the Terps. 8-8 here in set number 3.
Here you get a chance to see, too, just pushing shoulder reach, catches those arms on the tape, it looks like. And Sun was trying to switch and transition shift with Haynes, didn't get it. You can see her flying back and trying to get up her hands on the block. Just some of those little things cause those errors. Big swing, but great out by Bergio.
Sun gets the kill. Boy, what a great up.
Look at it, she gets on that. Yeah.
Thought somebody else would be
like,
there. Switch back to swing, yeah.
And just on a big swing like that, and then to keep it alive.
And there is blocked by Cappy.
Cappy and Zune over there. That's a tough pair to get the ball by. Both of them are going up strong. and look at them together. There is no place to go through.
Outside hand of Zune. It was such a big block for Nebraska. And that's pushed long by Jones. Combo of Zune and Kathy with 8 blocks for Nebraska. And the Huskers with a 3-point lead here in set number 3. We'll be back at the Manning Center in just a minute.
Central Valley Ag, a cooperative serving customers and local farming communities in Nebraska, Kansas, and Iowa. Embracing the cooperative spirit to deliver value to our members. Proud to say, we are CBA.
Have you heard about FAFSA?
It's like a form you fill out. Fill it out and you get money for college. Easiest way to get money for college, hands down.
FAFSA.
It's a life hack.
It's your way in.
So you want to help me pay for college? I'm down.
Heck yeah.
Definitely.
How is this not turning on all the things?
It took me like 30 minutes to fill out.
So easy.
How much am I gonna do? This is a hidden gem. Fill out your FAFSA. FAFSA.
Drink water, buckle up, fill out your FAFSA. NET Sports provides 200 hours of local Nebraska high school sports and collegiate sports each year, more than any other Nebraska network, on air or online. NET Sports, Nebraska's home for sports.
12 kills on 14 swings, hitting 786 is Lauren's difference, just 1 attack error. So she's hitting 786. The rest of the team is hitting 118.
Quite the force there.
It's been a rough night for Nebraska's outside.
That's really where the challenge has been as far as efficiency.
Cubic hitting negative 77. Riley Zune hitting 267. And Lexi hitting 160.
So we talked about Sun having such a strong first weekend outing, and they're doing some other great things, but tonight just can't get in that groove. We've, to be honest, seen the biggest swings out of Zune out of the 3 outsides tonight.
Another kill by Pritchard. Pritchard has 8 now, 8 kills on 19 swings. They're getting a little confidence here.
Well, again, first set they've taken from Nebraska in quite a few years, and playing strong right here, right now, right in the hunt. They should feel confident, and they're doing some really nice things. That last service there pushes Maryland up to 10. So again, something that they really, we talked about serve and serve receive was one of the areas they really needed to focus on, but we're struggling with.
Free ball here for Nebraska. They'll run the middle on that. And a lift, I believe. No 2 hits called on the Terrapins.
Rath struggling with that call. And Bergio has been really digging incredible balls over there. She's been popping up a couple of them, and they just haven't been able to convert with them, but she's really doing some great things defensively.
Effective short serve by Sun. Cubic got down, pump set up to Pritchard. Now they go behind to Zune. Give them 1 on the row. No touch, and a point for Maryland.
Couldn't get to that ball quite quick enough. It's a little low, and so she positioned to get on top of the net. I'm impressed how quick she gets to that outside as she's working to close. And then she's that transition back into the offensive minded after she comes off that block. That's, I believe, the 6th kill for Kathy.
Personal misfire for Gardner, who's been so effective, but they're going to say touch and a point for Maryland. Believe it was a touch call. Still discussing it.
I thought maybe it was a net call.
So it was on the way down.
Yeah.
So net call on Cubic on the way down, and point for Maryland, and a timeout taken. Nope, Nebraska will challenge the net. I think we just saw she clearly brushed the net on the way down.
Mm-hmm. And I'm not sure which, if it was difference or Cubic.
Cubic on the outside.
Here,
right?
She's really tight. Yeah. Cubic. Yeah, it is.
So this should be a quick decision by our 2 officials.
And yeah, Cubic looked a little bit off balance there as she was going up and obviously coming down.
Chad Pump, the one at the monitor, looking it over. And it'll be a Maryland point. Yep, did not take long to confirm that Nebraska was in the net. Point for the Terrapins. So Nebraska bailing out the Terrapins there on that hit that was well wide. And the unforced errors continuing right now for the Cornhuskers. 14-12. Push behind, one-on-one, and soon gets blocked by Pritchard. Then Stivrins punches it into the block, and a point to hits called on Nebraska.
And Haynes is really, look at it, she's in a sideways position there, and she's really working hard, though, to push that middle and still make those hits. So you're going to see some errors like that. But overall, she has been phenomenal tonight, really firing that ball to those middles, getting the ball in positions for them to swing at it. It's still a refining process.
I think what you saw a lot of times last year, you mentioned this earlier, is that Haynes would set the middles on a really good pass or good situations or out of a timeout when it was called. She's doing a better job of almost forcing the middles at times, even in bad situations, bad passes. She's finding a way to get it to Nebraska's middles.
Yep, and you got to be able and willing. You got to trust them. And Nebraska's middles, I've always thought Stivrins always made herself eligible out there. That was one of her strengths too. That she's always trying to get up in the air and be an eligible attacker. Look at her effectiveness. You got to be able to get her a ball even when it's not an ideal situation.
Tough pass there, leads to the free ball here for Maryland. Missed opportunity there, and then on the slide, Stivrins will not miss the opportunity.
Taking advantage of that and gets her 14th kill. She is just on fire tonight, and she's doing a lot of work out there. That's her 16th swing at the ball.
28 swings for Nebraska's middles between Stivrins and Kathy. 19 kills on 28 swings.
And if you can really get your middles involved effectively, I mean, it's going to open up your outsides, and pretty soon that just increases the effectiveness of everybody on the court.
The Nebraska's middles have certainly been effective here tonight, right? I mean, they've been set, and yet the outsides are still struggling.
They're struggling, and again, I think it's the middles continue to produce and are doing that, and it's almost like the outsides are not quite prepared, ready. I'm not sure they're making unforced errors more so than anything. So.
Well, there's got a Cubic off of the block, and Cubic with the kill. kept it alive. Stivrins with the free ball. Stivrins with a big block on a wrap. There are a couple of opportunities where Maryland has had a free ball and just failed to get a really into a quick offense or get a really good opportunity. That's the second time here in this third set.
Absolutely, and you got to convert on those. In those free ball situations, you definitely should have the advantage and should be able to convert.
Well, Nebraska's extended its lead to 5. They're on a 4-0 run up here in the third.
College volleyball on NET is brought to you in part by Central Valley Ag, Nebraska Soybean Board, Union Bank and Trust, Nebraska Lottery, Education Class, and Cornerstone Bank.
Take back your garage. Stuck with an extra vehicle that's taking up needed space? Donate it and get your garage back again. Support quality public media and get a tax deduction.
This week on the NET News discussion program, Speaking of Nebraska, voters recently approved a series of initiatives to legalize casino gambling and use the majority of the tax revenue for property tax relief. Plans for casinos at existing racetracks are already in the works. We talk about the future of casino gambling with some of the state's industry leaders. Watch Speaking of Nebraska Thursday night at 7 Central on NET and Friday night at 6:30 Central on NET Radio.
Back to Monteverde Sports Center, where some fans are able to get in and enjoy the action here in Lincoln. A few less than the 82 or 8,300 we're used to seeing here at Nevada. I like what they're seeing right now. Nebraska leading in set number 3, 19-14. Maryland took the second. Came from behind. Nebraska had 3 set point opportunities there in the second. Did not close it out. And on the Terps' first opportunity to win the set, they did. Maryland in the match still out hitting Nebraska 237 to 234. In this set, Nebraska, though, hitting 280. Tough serve there by Cubic. Push right back out, and Rath's swing is long. And Nebraska's run is now at 5-0. Joust at the net. Stivrins win that battle. Sit back over. Down the line and in on the swing by Lexi.
That joust, again, that strength of Stivrins up there is pushing back hard. I believe is Alfred. And then she's got to get up and try and get in that block, back in that block. And Sun really took advantage of that. Just a little scramble by Alfred.
And we have a challenge. Lexi's swing that went right down the line. Right in front of the Maryland bench, right in front of head coach Adam Hughes. Who immediately goes for the challenge card.
So each of them have challenged twice now, if I'm correct. Here we'll get a chance to see.
Difficult to tell there, but I'm sure we'll have
Actually,
no touch.
I think it's in. I think it will stand from that view.
Yeah, and if those are the 2 looks, the challenge likely will not stand up. The call would.
And he's
already
back
at the scorer's table. And it is a point for Nebraska.
So that was the Suns' 11th kill. So between Stivrins and Sun, they have 25 out of the 41 kills in the match.
And a serve wide by Cubic.
So Nebraska, 7th service error. Creeping up there also.
Pushed outside, Sun. Right into the block. Tried to tool it, but nope, check. Yeah, check that point. It will be a point for them.
Yep, blockers are right there. Again, pulled inside a little bit. That was a little bit lower and flatter, set to the outside, really kind of trapped Sun in there. There's a better ball.
So again, he is inside the back line and kill for Lexi Sun. That's 12.
Just a better ball there for her to swing at. Have the opportunity to get off and get a nice big approach.
Into the game for Nebraska is Jazz Sweet. Back to serve for Nebraska. Is Ani Evans wearing number 4.
And this is Sweet's first.
A tough serve by Evans off the bench. And Ani Evans, the Waverly product from Waverly, Nebraska, just outside of Lincoln, with the ace. Evans played outside hitter in high school at Waverly. Led them to a couple of sectional championships. She's a junior and a senior. That's inside the line of kill for the Terrapins.
And she's in that setting position here now. That switch, and they're going to let her stay and run this offense. So her and Sweet came in. Evans and Sweet came in, shifted right side, and Evans now running the show.
Here is Evans with the set. Block back, kept alive. Evans back to the feet, gives it to Sun.
Good composure.
Bergio. No touch there. That is wide and a point for Nebraska. Wholesale changes here for Nebraska. Ani Evans, Jazz Sweet will both go out. Stivrins is back in. And Haynes is back in as well. And here comes Riley Zoon. That's a line change.
Did you get that all straight?
That's a line change.
Stivrins in the switch with Rivero. You've got the two right side positions exchanging. Back to rotation number 1.
One time you see that is when they jump the bench and hit the ice. Good center field, and Jones puts it away.
Jones doing a good job on her 4th kill. Right after receive. Jones does a nice job working around the block. You see Kathy then trying to reach as she saw the swing.
Second set point upcoming for Nebraska. Ace inside the back line.
Nebraska making a little bit of shift here in their serve receive, pushing Sun up.
Cubic handles it well. They lead it to the middle and put away for the set by Kayla Cappy.
Cappy does a nice job. She comes hard at that left side and then turns it back across her body. She just puts that nice spin on it back to the right side. Great swing.
So set number 3 goes to Nebraska 25-19. The Huskers lead it here at home 2-1 over the Maryland Terrapins. 4th set coming your way from the Vantage Sports Center here in Lincoln. Stay with us.
I haven't had any shortage of opportunities at Union Bank to really serve in our community.
I'm a crisis counselor for the crisis text line, something I'm very passionate about. I really enjoy working with People City Mission.
The United Way campaign.
Wheels for Warriors USA, Habitat for Humanity. I started a basketball organization.
I feel very grateful that I work for an institution that appreciates the importance of giving back to the community.
It may be small, but this little bean fuels power. It powers the food industry as a source of protein. It's a fuel that powers diesel engines while reducing emissions. It powers a state economy and bottom lines. And it powers the rest of the world as a Nebraska export. Yeah, it may be small, but we're finding more ways for this little bean to power Nebraska.
Central Valley Ag, a cooperative serving customers and local farming communities in Nebraska, Kansas, and Iowa. Embracing the cooperative spirit to deliver value to our members. Proud to say, we are CDA.
Did you know that since 1993, the Nebraska Lottery has given over $750 million back to our state? In fact, all 93 counties, from Sioux in the west to Richardson in the east, have benefited from these funds. The money has gone to protect our environment, support the Nebraska State Fair, and fund scholarships for Nebraska college students. As you can see, the Nebraska Lottery is helping to build a better and brighter Nebraska.
You're watching NET, Nebraska's PBS station.
Watch NET Sports anytime, anywhere. Download the free NET Nebraska app today. Watch live streaming of the NSAA High School Championships, college player profiles, full-length episodes from Big Red Wrap-Up, and so much more. Get the app at netnebraska.org/apps.
2-1, Nebraska on top here at the Bob Sports Center in Lincoln. They took the third, 25-19. Lauren Stivrins, one of two Nebraska Cornhuskers to make preseason All Big Ten. Look at the numbers of both Stivrins and Son from 2019.
She's just been outstanding, and again, Lexi's son has come in and done some great things. Last year's season really was a breakout season for her.
And tonight, Nebraska's offense has run through Lauren Stivrins in the middle. As you look at the numbers for Stivrins and Cappy versus the rest of the team, it's remarkable.
Incredible. 6 blocks, 20 kills, those two middles. Tonight hitting 533. The rest of the team, 623. Not quite the production that the middles are giving this squad right now.
Speaking of middles out there for Nebraska, Callie Schwarzenbach is on the other way to rally Zune as the block held a little bit. Zune got the kill.
Nice job there by Zune, and also a great decision to go back. You saw Jones going the opposite direction, going with Schwarzenbach.
So Callie Schwarzenbach was Nebraska's into much of last year, all of last year. This year's splitting time in the first couple of weekends with Schwarzenbach and Cappy. At the back row, Richard with the kill.
She can be very effective out there in the back row. They really lead her, so she can drive really through that ball. That's the kind of swing she thrives on.
First term in double-digit kills. She has 10. Gardner with 9. Rath with 8. Tried to go high hands, but no touch at point. Barely. That would be really high hands.
Yeah.
Back to serve is the sophomore Rebecca Rapp. Off the tape, Knuckles with the upset out to the pin, and Riley Zoo puts it away on a great effort from Hayes.
We talked about Hayes really working hard to get balls and be aggressive and not be afraid, and Zoom really did a great job finishing it off. That's her seventh kill. She's kind of creeping up there. She's about 227 right now in her hitting efficiency. Jones really just trapped in there. Great work by Alford to just keep it up and try and get a shot. But Nebraska blocked right on top of it.
Now served by Alexi Sun. Leads to a free ball for Nebraska.
She's been really trying to drive that ball from that service line. And noticed that tonight too. Very aggressive back there.
And Kubik with the kill.
Yeah, here Kubik going at that high hands, and when you got big blockers in front like Jones and Gardner, who's been phenomenal tonight as well, you got to tool them. You got to use those high fingers or work off the edges.
Another good serve by Sun. And a point for Nebraska. Back row attack called on the Terps. 4-zip Nebraska run. Service error on Nebraska. So serve aggressive this year. She has 7 aces, leads the team. 5 service errors. Nice job to keep it alive. Here's Zoom. Richard gets a swing on it, up by Haynes. Rucker steps in, bump sets to Zoom, and goes off high hands. Touch by Pritchard. That's 11 for Pritchard.
But I'm giving a lot of credit to Bergio. I mean, she is all over that floor. She's popping balls out. She's getting them up in the air. In that rally, every time the ball was on Maryland's side, I think she had her hand in the play.
Yeah, through the first 2 weekends, Bergio averaging nearly 5 digs per set. That's a big one. A baseball there by Riley Zoom, who gets the kill.
Great change up there by Zoom. Tempo, and then got great wrist snap. See that the hand stayed out. She didn't swing through, but used the hand and the wrist to control it.
8th kill for Riley Zoom as her percentage is slowly creeped up. She's hitting 240 in the match now. And at one point, Stivrich was hitting 800, everybody else was hitting 150. And there you go, Maddie Kubik tools the block, and Kubik with her 7th kill of the match, she's hitting above 100 now.
Creeping up, she was in the negatives we had talked earlier, and as we started set number 3, I believe.
In this set, Nebraska hitting 364, 5 kills on 11 swings with an error. Good hustle to chase that down and give Pritchard a chance at it. Kubik rolls it, nice up by Bergio. And Pritchard went up by Knuckles. And Pritchard is there to put down the touch from Zoom.
And there's one of those situations too where Hames is all the way to the left side, chooses to try and take it back. You can see where she's at. A lot of times she would have popped that right up in front into Kubik. Tries to change things up. Just going to continue to work to get better at that and control that ball.
So Nebraska will take a timeout, up by 2 here in set number 4 on the Maryland Terrapins.
This week on Nebraska Stories, learn how objects and spark a love of music. You can hear how people are like, oh, what's that sound? How are you doing that? I want to try that. From trails to tourists, this cowboy trail is a major attraction. And meet descendants of DeWitty, Nebraska, as they gather to commemorate their history. Watch these stories and more on Nebraska Stories. Monday night at 9 Central on NET.
Hi, I'm Dan O'Neill, and NET is important in my life because NET truly cares about the stories in western and outstate Nebraska, the communities, the people, the gifts, the talents, and they really spend a lot of time and resources to make sure that those stories are told to the entire state. Join me in supporting NET, Nebraska's PBS and NPR stations.
Backyard Farmers Lifestyle Gardening is back for another season. Get a head start on your garden plans for the growing season with your friends from Backyard Farmer. Join host Kim Todd, an extension specialist, as they will help you keep things green and growing all season long. Be sure to watch Lifestyle Gardening from Backyard Farmer.
Saturday morning at 10 Central on NET.
10 kills, 5 digs, 3 is a nice stat line for Erica Pritchard. Preseason All Big Ten performer for Maryland. She's kept the Terps in it here in set number 4. That is long. So back in for Nebraska. Keani Leakana. Keani Lea, freshman out of Hawaii. Oh, Kayleigh Akana. Good swing from Pritchard again.
She just really does a great job. I mean, she elevates up and reads her situation. Here you get a chance to see it again. And just going over the top.
Pritchard hitting 333, Gardner hitting 421. 2 outsides for the Terps. 2 best hitting percentages on the team. That is not clear tape. Nebraska's side-out percentage, which they would like to have around 75-80%, at just 70% here tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Maryland, side-out percentage of 58.8. Chicken wing to keep it alive and sit back over. And Stiverin's kind of pokes at it off the set and gets the kill. That's the first kill for Stiverin since it was 16-14 in set 3. That's when she had 9 kills in a row.
But the work, yeah, I mean, Lexi Sun, by the defense that they're running brings her over to take that tip, which means she has to either stay on that side or she has to work hard to get to the other. In that situation, Stiverin's had to work to make herself eligible. Otherwise, you're going to utilize your 10-foot attack. But I just love the work ethic that we're seeing in the effort.
Well, it's back and forth, Pritchard and Stivrins. Pritchard for Maryland, Stivrins for Nebraska. Stivrins with 15 kills on 17 swings, hitting 824. It's pushed out to Sun into the block, and a big block by Jones. Jones has been very effective on the block tonight.
And she closes so well. Look at that. Again, that excitement, that energy. Again, fist pump by Jones. She knows she's doing a good job, and she knows she's blocking some big hitters. Wow.
Stivrins again. What an angle and line for Stivrins. That's 16.
I mean, she just has such good control. Here she comes. She chases it, and you can see she's almost 5, but her body control and the strength. She turns that back and takes it down. Look at it as she finishes with her body.
Block in the middle. That's Schwarzenbach and Son on the double block for Nebraska. Schwarzenbach back in.
Schwarzenbach averaging about 2 blocks per set. Here she is again. She too is at long arms and just solid up at the net.
Timeout called by the Terps. 12-8. Nebraska with the lead.
Hello, I'm Paula Kruger, President of PBS. I'd like to take a moment to thank all of the sustaining members who support NET Nebraska's PBS stations. Your support helps to bring all the great programs you enjoy on this station, including Masterpiece, Nature, Nova, and many more. For those of you not familiar with sustained giving, many of our donors choose to make their contribution on an ongoing basis, often directly from their bank account. Those sustaining contributions have helped to ensure that this station can continue to present the wonderful programs that you love, long into the future. If you'd like to become a sustainer, please go to NET Nebraska's PBS station's website. And thank you so much to our current sustainers. We are truly grateful for your support.
College volleyball on NET is brought to you in part by Central Valley Ag, Nebraska Soybean Board, Union Bank and Trust, Nebraska Lottery, Education Class, and Cornerstone Bank.
Erica Pritchard right at her average of about 3 kills per set here tonight. She has 12 through 4.
She kind of had a slow start, but once she got started, she has come through big time. 12 kills, hitting 357. I mean, she's doing it all. She's got 3 blocks. She's been tough in the back row as well. So, tremendous outing for her tonight.
Terrific line from Pritchard, 12, 6, 3, and 2. Or the standout from Maryland. Nebraska will serve here out of the timeout. Speaking of standouts, there is Lauren Stivrins, who has 16 kills.
And definitely standing out tonight.
Offset out, rolled over. Out of the back row, Richard. Good up by Connor. Some did not get high hands, no touch there. Point for Maryland. And Stivrins now re-enters, and there are the numbers for Lauren Stivrins tonight. 16 kills, hitting 833. If she were to keep that hitting percentage, it would be just outside the top 5 all-time for Nebraska. Of course, she has a 1,000 hitting percentage in her career. She was 10 for 10 in 2018 against Northwestern. Schwarzenbach's swing on the slide is just long. Stivrins also nearing her career high in kills. Nebraska fans will remember that outing against Stanford in the national championship, 19 kills for Stivrins. And that was in the year when she finished out hitting 500 in each of her matches in the NCAA tournament. 500. Her numbers back then were 615, 500, 526, 667, 500, all in the NCAA tournament. She already owns one of the top 5 performances, trying to creep back into the top 5 here tonight. The only other person that's in the top 5 twice, probably one of the best middles of all time in Nebraska, Tracy Stallings. Tracy was also had a perfect 1,000, and then she also had another 846 hitting percentage. So she owns 2 of the top performances, best ever and 5th best. The others in that list, Brooke Delano, Melissa Elmer, and Ronald Stivrins. Good cover on the tip by Bergio. Not down the swing by Rapp. Sun will get a chance.
Probably one of our longest rallies here in the match so far. Sun stays with it. Takes that aggressive swing.
And the ace, Nicolette Hames, gives Nebraska a 4-0 run, and a timeout will be taken here by Maryland. Here's another look.
I believe that's Nebraska's sixth service ace. Hames really working tough serve, catching Jones short.
Remember that Terrapins have given up 43 aces through 4 matches this year. They're giving up 10 aces per set. Nebraska with 7 here tonight. 16-10 in the fourth. Nebraska trying to close it out here in set number 4. Nebraska coming off that season last year, which it was 28-5 in 2019. Made the NCAA quarterfinals. They were 5th in the nation in the final poll of the year. That ended, though, a 4-year stretch in which Nebraska had made it to the Final Four. Of course, was making it in 2016, winning it in 2017, runner-up in 2018, and also national champs in 15. And there you go, just read it on the banners.
There's several banners out there lining about the Vanny and just the great tradition and success of this program.
Nebraska's done a better job defensively as we've gone through the match, too. If you look at the hitting percentage for Maryland, they hit 286 in the first set, 250 in the second, 135 in the third set, and they're hitting negative here in set number 4. That percentage will drop even more after the Schwarzenbach block.
Great job here by Callie Schwarzenbach. Takes away that angle. Because Gardner was coming in the middle. That kind of cross pattern.
That's rolled over, good up by Haynes. Nice swing on the outside. Riley Sue with the Sue.
A little speed on that ball. It comes through. Again, ball's off the net. She just does a tremendous job keeping it in front of her, sees what she has as far as a block, and makes a great shot.
Good run from Nicolette here at the service line. Nebraska on a 6-0 run here, leading at 18-10 in the fourth. Side, good. The kill on the outside. Just entering the game is Sam Sire. She's a 6-foot freshman out of Strongsville, Ohio, Strongsville High School. Good effort by Nebraska, but the kill for Sam Sire.
And that's what you want, a player to come in and make something happen.
Sire part of that recruiting class that's ranked in the top 19 nationally for the Terps. Now she'll go back to serve. Here's Roseman quick, but a block by Jones on Schwarzenbach. Go check that. It fell on.
Yep, it went down on the Maryland side. Just slid down. She didn't get sealed and goes right between the net and Jones.
Maryland bitch and I both thought that fell on Nebraska side. Good aggressive swing and angle by Pritchard, but it's wide. Another point for Nebraska, and the Huskers are 5 away. Lexi Sun back to serve. She has a double-double tonight. 14 kills, 10 digs for Lexi. School record for double-doubles is held by Nick Haynes. Broke the record of Jordan Larson back in the freshman year. There's a kill by Maddie Cubic.
Haynes is definitely a defensive setter. She likes to stay in there and dig. Talk about great defense. Here you go, Lexi's son. Just kind of gliding and shooting right underneath that ball. Comes back with a tough serve there, too.
Away, Zoom does not clear the net. That ends Nebraska's 3-zip run. Back to serve now for the Terps. Sam Bergio. Bergio, a senior defensive specialist. As we mentioned earlier, averaging nearly 5 digs per set.
She's got 17 in the match so far, too, so she has been everywhere.
Cubic, and almost Cubic starting to warm up a little bit. 9 kills now for Maddie Cubic. 9 of 21 swings. I'd say it's been a slow start to the season for Maddie Cubic.
Just even in the Indiana match and as well as tonight, just slow getting in a rhythm. And again, some of that may be some of the changes that she's seen with the sets and different things, or working on some technique.
Stivrins with another kill, and that is 17 now for Lauren Stivrins. Checking on Cubic, who had
A couple of players kind of on top of each other, and
trying line, and it's down. Kill for Pritchard. That was an impressive line shot.
great shot. And Nebraska's serving at Pritchard, trying to push her out, push her deep, making it difficult for her to come in and drive to that ball. But Pritchard is a heck of an outside hitter and doing a great job. Very strong and with that swing, a lot of velocity on the ball, and really just slid right into that. She just keeps coming. Sneaks it right through there, gets her hand on that ball. Gotta love it.
So match point upcoming for Nebraska at 24-14 here in the fourth. They're going to call it a kill. They're going to say a touch on Maryland, even though it was long. And that is it. Nebraska wins set number 4. There will be no challenge. It looked like Adam Hughes was considering it, but waves the friendly goodbye, and Nebraska wins it in 4, 3-1, 25-14 in the third. And just quickly, Lauren Stivrins finishes with 18 kills on 20 attacks, hits .850, puts her in the top 5 all-time in hitting percentage for a single game at Nebraska. And shout out to all the fans around the state of Nebraska who have so loyally been here at the Nevada Sports Center over the years. We miss you at Nevada and cannot wait until you're able to get back here and support the Oscars. We want to say thanks to those of you joining us on BTN Plus. For everyone on NET, go on back. Kathy and Larry will wrap it up for Lincoln.
I haven't had any shortage of opportunities at Union Bank to really serve in our community.
I'm a crisis counselor for the crisis text line, something I'm very passionate about. I really enjoy working with People City Mission.
The United Way campaign.
Wheels for Warriors USA, Habitat for Humanity. I started a basketball organization.
I feel very grateful that I work for an institution that appreciates the importance of giving back to the community.
It may be small, but this little beam fuels power. It powers a food industry as a source of protein. It's a fuel that powers diesel engines while reducing emissions. It powers a state economy and bottom line. And it powers the rest of the world as a Nebraska export. Yeah, it may be small, but we're finding more ways for this little bean to power Nebraska.
Central Valley Ag, a cooperative serving customers and local farming communities in Nebraska, Kansas, and Iowa. Embracing the cooperative spirit to deliver value to our members. Proud to say, we are CDA.
Did you know that since 1993, the Nebraska Lottery has given over $750 million back to our state? In fact, all 93 counties, from Sioux in the west to Richardson in the east, have benefited from these funds. The money has gone to protect our environment, support the Nebraska State Fair, and fund scholarships for Nebraska college students. As you can see, the Nebraska Lottery is helping to build a better and brighter Nebraska.
Well, there's your final. Nebraska wins it in 4, 25-14 over Maryland. It was an impressive final set performance for Nebraska and a remarkably impressive performance by one Lauren Stivrins. 18 kills, 1 error, 20 swings, 850 hitting percentage, and that puts her in the top 5 all time in Nebraska single game hitting percentages.
She was just a phenomenal tonight, and the connection between her and Haynes is just getting better and better each time they come out. And we really saw that push to get her involved. Well, why wouldn't you? We've got a player like that out on the court. Looking at stats here, get pretty even. Nebraska pulled ahead and with their hitting percentage, and really then challenged, slowed down Maryland through those last few sets.
Probably not as sharp at times as John Cook would like, and dropping at set number 3 here at home. But again, they had last weekend off. This is just their second weekend of the year, and if they continue to get the middles involved, and Stivrins has that kind of success, you know eventually you're going to get performances from Sun and Kubik and Zun on the outside as well.
They'll get more balance. But again, this was an opportunity to really work to push that middle. And as you said, this is only their 3rd match this whole season long. They missed last weekend. They were excited about that and had to work through that again this week. And you can create some intense training and stuff, but there's nothing like a match. So today was a learning experience. Coach Cook will have things that they need to focus on and continue to improve on, but that's part of the whole journey.
Well, the number 4 ranked team in the country moves to 3-0 on the season with a win tonight at home over Maryland. They'll be back here again tomorrow night to face Maryland for the second time this weekend. We won't be back here until March 12th as Ohio State takes on Nebraska here at the Nevada Sports Center. Hey, I want to say a big thank you tonight to Charlie Cologne and the folks at Chick-fil-A for providing a wonderful meal for the production crew tonight. As always, Charlie, it was delicious. Again, we'll be back here on March 12th at Ohio State. They come to town to take on Nebraska in another Big Ten showdown. You don't miss all the action right here on NAT. Once again, our final score, Nebraska wins it in 4 for Kathy Wieskamp and the entire NAT Sports production crew. I'm Larry Putney. Good night from the Nevada Sports Center here in Lincoln.
College volleyball on NET is brought to you in part by Central Valley Ag, Nebraska Soybean